All right, you raging homosexuals. How's it going? We're back. We're here. As you might remember, and by the way, I want you to go right now. Well, technically not. Maybe you should stay in this video. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. But you should make some time to go check out my original Death Stranding video, okay? It's the one with the thumbnail that says Clown Entertainment, because that's what this is, and that's what Kojima has become. As much as people want to freaking lick his freaking nuts off, freaking Clown Entertainment. That's what everything's become today, with all this woke media and everything that's just lame and gay, okay? And Death Stranding 2 is not good. Okay, I saw the first trailer. I wasn't happy with it. Quite frankly, it was upsetting. I was disappointed. And now we're here. Okay? Anyway, we're here because, what is this? So 20 minutes of gameplay demo. Okay, awesome. Right? Super great. We saw a little bit, but we have a couple of cutscenes, I don't know how long, in this trailer. Or whatever the frick this demo. Okay, it's a demo. Cool. So we're going to be checking it out. We're going to be seeing how good it is. I wonder if there's any extent to which they're going to redeem themselves. Let's just face it, bro. Metal Gear Solid 5. Sorry, all of the Metal Gear games. But I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5. Even though a little bit feminist. And I don't like the feminism. There was no need for feminism in that story, in that game. When Quiet was about to get freaking copulated on by a freaking guard, prison dude, she was a prisoner of war. He was a guard. He was about to copulate her. And then she has a boss girl moment. Awesome. Instead of Snake, who was there, he was freaking like a freaking cock. He was there. Watching in the freaking chair. In the freaking shrubbery. Just sitting there, staring at Quiet, nearly getting copulated on. She died in the scene. Then she's resurrected by her freaking power, her photosynthesis power. Okay. And then she has girl boss moment killing all the dudes. Instead of Snake coming in, you know how cool it would have been if the dude's unbuckling, because that's what happens in the scene. He's unbuckling on her, basically dead body. And Snake just shows up behind him and slits his throat. Wouldn't that be freaking cool? Oh, no. We need to have a freaking girl boss scene where she freaking wrecks a bunch of freaking dudes. Yeah, I'm not happy right now, okay? In case it's not obvious. But I like Metal Gear overall. It's a cool series. Snake is freaking cool. And guess what? It's over now. It sucks that it's over. We don't have anything like it. We don't have spy thriller or anything anymore. Where is our freaking espionage fiction? It's gone. It's dead now. What the frick? It's completely gone. My life sucks. Sucks. The frick. So anyways, we're here for Death Stranding 2. The first game was not very impressive. It did make me cry for I think an hour and a half. I'm still getting over that. Made me cry for an hour and a half. But when I experienced the ending, because Norman Reedus and his mother effing fetus, something about it just hit me hard. Hit me as hard as my freaking wife's triple G breasts. Hit me hard. Hit me just about as hard as I smash my wife with triple G breasts. So anyways, this is where we're at. We have Death Stranding 2. It's just not impressive. I don't really have any good hopes for this game, if I'm being honest with you. Let's go. I'm stuck. Why is this on 2x speed? Golly, you queer. Easy on the freaking merchandise. Frick. Freak, son. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, it's way too loud. What's up, Norman? Fetus? Yeah, of course, we have women who look like freaking busted up freaking feminists.
In the place where I came.
Oh, this is his harem. That's what happened. He's a single father. These chicks showed up. They're like, dang, how's it going? You knocked up a chick, huh? Mind if I show up and get a slice of that? Norman Reedus fetus? You know, the Norman Reedus, but the fact that he has a fetus, they're down bad. I get it.
No
I get it. So he's got a harem now because he's a single father. I get it.
one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside.
Wow, what the frick? She's talking about babies already. Bro, I was joking. I was joking, bro. Wait, what did I just do? I just clicked oh my god. What? Oh my.
Their mother's belly.
Hey, see girl, what's up? Man, if we give her double D breasts, I'm down. I'm actually down. Man, we might have to give this woman a freaking a boob job. I'm gonna marry this freaking biatch.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed.
Until now. Until I met the Norman Reedus with his fetus. Then I said to myself, I can be impregnated as a woman.
Inside their mother's belly.
Okay, so I guess they're trying to tell us a little bit, though, about the lore. So apparently, no one can have kids. So they have these fake incubators. What, is it because everyone's made of ink? No one's actually human anymore? I don't know, and I don't care. That's just the reality. Fiction's not cool anymore. Hey, by the way, you want to see some cool fiction? Yeah, go check out my mother effing books, which, you know, I'm still working on a lot of them, but I have some good stuff coming in the freaking oven, you know, better than these freaking roasted up biatches who have dry wombs. By the way, Asian chick, hit me up later.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies.
Oh, so a feminist utopia where they abort every single child and then they put themselves on birth control until their eggs are dry. Yes, the place you come from, a Democrat-run stronghold.
They just stayed
So California.
inside their mother's
So New York.
bellies.
So Chicago. Basically all of the EU at this point. Love of God. Man, the EU. You want to talk about freaking feminist stronghold. Let's talk about the freaking EU. Holy crap. Holy crap. We're used to be the bastion of masculinity to some extent. You know, sophisticated men who are ready to go to war. They're ready to fight with the freaking Americans. And, you know, ultimately end themselves, kill themselves in freaking massive droves, and along with the Americans, you know, a bunch of high quality men just dying for no good reason. And then also same with Russia, and then also the same with even Germany, you know, just a bunch of high quality dudes dying. I mean, basically throwing their lives away. And for what? And for what? So that your country could be invaded by a bunch of freaking foreigners from melanated countries? Oh, thank God. Thank God that's what we decided to do, guys. By the way, freaking Shioli Kutsuna, hit me up after you get the augmentation to your breast. You know what? Hit me up right now. What the frick is this? What the frick? What? I didn't do anything.
Hey, it's Richard
Oh,
here.
and
After
my
years of
who's this
RPG
guy?
campaigns, I found
The
something
frick?
you would absolutely love.
What happened?
Well,
What the frick?
in our world, babies are born. And
Oh
grow up
gosh,
to
she
be
talks
adults.
Chinese
Well,
too.
Stayed
Dang,
inside
girl,
their
what's
mother's
up?
bellies. No one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
And listen, I totally get it. Norman Reedus with his freaking fetus. Bro, I totally understand why you have a harem going on. Now, yes, it's a little bit distraught. It's a little bit worrying. These women, they don't have double D breasts. I understand, Norman. That's kind of a bad situation to be in. I understand why they're not pregnant right now. I understand, Norman. It's hard to get it off. However, this is kind of a nice situation for Norman Reedus. Let's just be honest. He's with a Scandinavian chick, blonde. You know, I wish her breasts were larger, but whatever. She's blonde. Okay, good. Master race. Then we got a sexy Chinese or Japanese chick. I don't know what. Anyways, nice BMI. Good job.
Well, an hour.
And she sounds exotic. She sounds like an exotic princess. I'm down bad. Dear God.
There's bellies.
It's my Aryan princess. And then it's my exotic, what do you call it? Oriental princess. Yeah, there we go.
Well, in our world, baby.
In your world, you get inseminated in under 2 seconds because freaking China was a crazy empire for a good amount of time. So because of that, you know, they freaking wreck, bro. They freaking own.
Babies are born and grow up to be adults.
Wait, hold on.
In our
What world do you come from?
babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or
Okay.
at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tamara wouldn't understand. After all, she was
What is this freaking Mimir effect? Why are we going for freaking Mimir now with everything? By the way, one of the first games actually did this, and I never knew it until recently, after the remake came out. Lollipop Chainsaw. The hot chick, Juliet, who I would smash in 2 seconds. It's a freaking busty blonde. What's up? Aryan princess. Her boyfriend gets his head chopped off because he gets infected and she's stupid, so she just chops off his head. But because she's a witch, apparently, like most women are, hags, she resurrects somehow, you know, and they address this. But she resurrects him, and now he's a talking head on her freaking hip. Dang, she's hot, by the way. Did I mention that? Anyway. So then, God of War did it in the reboot, and now we're here. I want to share with you something. Why the frick is this a thing? Honest to God. Like, I get it when you have an idea for your story, like, oh, this adds a little bit of flavor. What the frick are we doing here? Listen, Death Stranding is just not that interesting. I'm just gonna freaking say it. I miss Metal Gear. I want Metal Gear back. That's what I want. Give me back the freaking espionage stuff. Frick. I mean, I get it. They were doing a lot of games. I mean, I don't think Kojima was done though. So it's like, why don't we have some more of that? I just don't know. What's the idea here? You know what this is? And I said this before, actually in the previous video. Go check it out. Clown Entertainment, that video. Anyway, I mentioned the fact that it seems like this is what? This is like hazmat suit dudes doing wasteland stuff. That's basically what it is. Nuclear fallout kind of environment. It's not really what it is, but I mean, that's like the idea if you want to relate it to the real world. I don't really know what's so interesting about that. Quite honestly, I don't think there's anything interesting about that. But for some reason, we're here. With a freaking puppet as Mimir. I mean, I think the puppet's kind of cool, but it's like, it really doesn't make any sense. And I just don't know. I mean, can Norman seriously not just talk? Is he not allowed? Is he a freaking woman now? Better seen, not heard? Frick.
living in a realm of the dead.
It's so weird that there's low frame rate on the puppet.
I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainy's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course.
Yes, stupid female. That is currently a part of my harem. Wait, is that chick pregnant? Oh. Is Norman Reedus just knocking up these chicks? Good job.
Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
Okay, bro. I just have to mother effing say it. I'm so sick and tired of existentialist narratives. I'm sick and tired of these nihilistic narratives. I'm freaking fed up, bro. I'm done. I'm not interested in it. Quite frankly, it does not allure me. It's depressing. It's depressing. And you know what? There's so many effing losers out there that want to make excuses for this. I know who you are, mother effer. I see you. Anyways, here's the thing. It's not like that actually matters. Screw you. Anyway, I know who these freaking losers are. I mean, you know, air quotes, like, right? The conceptual person, whatever, archetype. These mother effers, they're so addicted to their freaking negative emotion. They're so addicted to their nihilism. They're so addicted to feeling depressed. You know, it's so crazy that you have these people that want the world to pay attention to them for being depressed. It's like, feel sorry for me, I'm depressed. Hey, I have something to tell you right now. You decide to be depressed. Depression is not real. It's not real. Okay? It shouldn't have to take a freaking genius to say this. But of course, I came down from heaven to bestow this message upon you. No, anyways. Well, you know, that's partially true. Anyway. Depression's not real. You choose, especially in a first world country. Let's just freaking face it. I mean, are things perfect? No, that's not the point. You choose depression. During the Great Depression, by the way, most people were still happy and mentally content during that time. Mental wellness was much higher. I forget the numbers now, but it was like insane how good it was. I think it was like only 21% of people were experiencing some level of anguish. As I remember, that's what the number was. And then nowadays, it's around 70 to 80 something percent. Or maybe it's higher. I might be mixed. Bro, at some point you just hear so many numbers from different studies. It all becomes a blur. Who gives a freaking crap? You could go look it you could go look it up yourself if the results aren't freaking hidden. Let's just be honest. So maybe you can't find it, you know? And I didn't save the freaking source, so, right? I can't pull it up, but whatever. The reality is that today we are severely mentally ill, okay? And it's because many people, they choose it. Everyone wants to feel sorry for themselves. And people know this, by the way. We glorify mental illness. So many people, they're mentally ill, not because there's anything wrong going on in their life. I'm going to be very clear with you on this. There's a lot of people, they have a pretty decent life. But they're so soft, they're so weak, and they're such emotionalists, they want to live within their emotions. So something happens. They decide depression because they want attention. That's what it is. There's nothing better that they're doing with their mother effing life than being depressed. Typically, this happens because they're raised within either households where the mother is a freaking tyrant and she dominates the man because the man's a freaking cock beta. Doesn't matter if he's left or right. He might be a beta freaking cock to his wife. If you're that dude, stop being that dude. I don't care if that's what your wife is used to. Freaking get her over it. It's like, hey, biatch, I'm a freaking man now. What's up? That's what you gotta do. Put her in her place. Pimp hand. And stuff. But in reality, this happens a lot in a lot of single mother households. You have this problem. A lot of this problem. And because of single mother households, you have a lot of young boys, for instance, they're raised to be emotionalists. That they process the world through emotion. Now, if you're normal, you rationalize the world, you reason through the world, you look at things objectively, you don't moralize everything like a bunch of retards nowadays they do. Everyone has to moralize everything nowadays. It's like, oh my gosh, a man screwed 2 women at once. Oh my God, what a big deal. Oh! Okay, bro. Who cares? So the dude found 2 chicks that are attracted to him, and he banged 2 chicks at once. Okay, take it up with God. Oh wait, you don't believe in God. Why do you care? Oh, that's right. That's right. You were raised in a single mother household, Satanist household. And you want to act like it's not satanic. And you want to act like your mother has any moral premise to rely upon. No, your mother should be ran through by 5 dudes in a freaking, gang scenario, gangbang. And she would sit there and be happy with it because your mother's a Satanist, bro. And yet you're going to sit here and you're going to be upset that a dude finds 2 chicks that are attracted to him. He's attracted to them, and then they do the thing. You're going to be upset about that. Anyways, people moralize far too much nowadays. And it's like, honestly, get a freaking life. Quite honestly, we care too much for the business of others when it has nothing to do with ourselves. And quite frankly, you have these people that are absolutely obsessed with moralism. Hey, you do something that totally doesn't matter. and I'm going to moralize it. Now, there are things that do matter, like a woman being a whore. Now, of course, a man having multiple women like men have had all throughout history, that's a very different conversation. But we see this right now where people moralize things. Like, for instance, you have a lot of men, if they speak to their wife in a disciplinary manner where it's like, you're not going to do this, you're going to go do that thing, we want to moralize and vilify that man, when of course he's done nothing wrong. And in fact, it is in your right as a man to sit there and correct your wife. Those are some examples. There's other ones where people, honestly, they want to dig their nose into other people's lives where it does not matter. And honestly, it just doesn't concern you. By the way, what's another great example outside of the examples I gave for this? We have the freaking reality television, which was popularized by Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Who the frick cares what other people are doing with their life? You know, some people, they do stupid things, but it's like, okay, you know, someone freaking, I mean, all this random drama about friend groups and social circle this, social circle that, and like, oh, this chick is such a biatch this, and the other chick is so effed up that. Who cares? Who legitimately cares? And that's what we all have to look at and pay attention to, is the fact that nowadays we want to sit around and we want to literally give a crap about people who, quite frankly, they don't matter. Their business does not concern us. There are things that are of concern, like whether or not you decide to say that you're not a man anymore when you are a man and you want to turn into a woman. That's freaking retarded. But here we are. So anyways, what has happened today is just simply the fact that we give a crap about things that mean absolutely nothing, and we don't give a crap about the things that should absolutely mean everything. Because if we don't care about it, we deteriorate the essence and the foundations of our society. But anyways, you have these men who are raised as emotionalists, and it's because, most specifically, they're raised by single mothers. And then, of course, you have households where the man is dominated by his wife. So you have these boys who are raised without a proper masculine mindset. And to be normal, by the way, is to be rational and reasonable, is to think through reason first and not emotions. And of course, nowadays, we want to popularize emotions and we want to say it's normal. And then you have all these freaking weirdo, degenerate losers, these retards, who want to sit there. And they want to be addicted to their mental illness. And really, they're just doing it for what? Right? Their depression. They're doing it for attention. No one actually has depression. And if you have real problems, you realize how stupid depression is. Because when you have real problems, you don't have a choice. You have to solve your problem. You have depression because you might have problems and you choose to do nothing about it. Or you have problems because you chose to have issues. So anyways, I'm just going to share the fact that I totally forgot why I was even talking about that. Just somewhere amongst the entire train of thought, I totally just forgot. So anyways, the point is, though, at the very basis, is that egalitarianism has just completely screwed modern men, and specifically female parenting has screwed up a bunch of men. And they're irregular, they're irrational agents, and their minds are broken. And the reason why and that's why we were talking about this, love of God. I love that recapping it made me remember. I'm sick and tired of this nihilistic existentialist bull crap. Because a lot of people, right now it's a fad for like ever since the freaking goth girls dog crap. We've had all these people who are just addicted to their depression. They're addicted to their negative emotions and making up reasons, excuses to prolong their belief in their depression. Oh, you don't get it. I'm depressed for this reason, You can live your life saying, yes, I'm depressed and it's for these reasons. And you will forever be depressed until the day comes that you finally sit there, you look in the mother effing mirror and you say, for what reasons am I not depressed? And for what reasons do I stop being a little freaking biatch and get over it? Because that's really what it comes down to. You are choosing your depression. Overcome this freaking crap. You're doing it for attention. Get over it. The attention absolutely means absolutely nothing. By the way, it's female crap. Freaking pawning yourself off. Being like, oh, I'm so depressed. I need a savior. Shut up. Freaking shut up. learn, and this is the thing, and this is what I'm talking about. Older generations, they were far more rational. They didn't have these problems. They didn't have all these multiplicative problems that just show up every year. Oh, I have this new problem. Oh, I have this new trauma. They didn't have all this stuff. They were going through tougher times. They didn't have these problems. Why do you think that is? Both boys and girls, and of course the men, were just better than the men of today. What the frick? Why do you think this is? And it's all because back then, they were raised by their fathers by a much larger notion, because no feminism, by the way. Just keep that in mind. These guys were raised by their fathers. Their fathers were raised by fathers. They were raised to think and speak. The whole country was facilitated by male thinking. So everyone didn't think like a bunch of freaking pansies that are addicted to their problems that they made up in their own heads. Nowadays, it's a very different story. Nowadays, everyone's addicted to their negative emotion. They want to live in fantasy land up in their head where they force themselves into this fake positivity mode up in their freaking mindset. But once they're outside of their little fantasy land that they made up in their own head, that is to force the fake positivity, then they go back into, of course, their pessimism and their mundane depression that they choose and that they force upon themselves. Something that, again, many previous generations, this wasn't a problem. Again, these mother effers are seeking attention. This is where we end up with this game, where we have this nihilism, we have this existentialism in this game, in so many other products. Jeez, man, I mean, I've seen it in Diablo 4, that game, a good little bit. I've seen it in, I think, a little bit of Suicide Squad when that game came out. I think I saw a little bit of that. But there's a bunch of existentialist, nihilistic stories in games. There's so many games and stories where it's like you go through the entire story. I forget, there's one recent example where you go through the entire story, and then the entire point at the end of the story, it's a game that came out actually in the last year here. At the end of the story, all of it was for nothing. You just live in a cycle. I think that was actually Starfield. But there's other games, by the way, that do the same thing. It's one game after another. There's just nihilist, existentialist dog crap. It's just there to make you depressed. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this idea of the wastelands. Not wastelands as a theme. I'm sick and tired of this idea for wastelands, where it's like we destroyed the earth or whatever habitat we're in. The world's distraught. It's been destroyed, despoiled, ruined. And because of that, now we're living in this, hellhole, dystopian nightmare, or I don't know. This isn't really a dystopian. It's just a wasteland nightmare, I guess. And we live in this hazardous kind of habitat set of conditions. We're stuck here, and we can't get out. We can't really do anything about it. So instead, we're just making do with our freaking depression, latent depression, our innate depression, which is conceived by the world that we were born into, right? This destroyed habitat kind of environment. I'm sick and tired of these stories. This has happened so many times in modern media because modern writers are obsessed with mental illness. Again, they chose this. Depression. You chose that. Because there's so many ways you cultivate the mind that you want to have. If you sit there and you're making excuses, or you're coming up with excuses, or right, you're coming up with reasons, you're rationalizing your depression, you're going to have more depression. It's a demon, and the more that you feed it, the more it lives, and the more it possesses your ego. Okay? When you choose to go against depression, and this is why the heroic epics of old were so great. Beowulf, The Odyssey, Iliad, Gladiator, 300. I never watched it. I saw clips of it. Honestly, I want to go see it. There was a time where I didn't really care to see these films. Bro, recently I saw Gladiator. I saw it here and there, like little snippets. I never actually saw the full movie, and now it's like one of the best movies to me. I never saw Braveheart. I probably need to go see Braveheart now. I saw part of Braveheart. Okay, I never truly watched it though. There's a bunch of movies that I should honestly, because there was a time where we were just getting heroic epic after heroic epic. Star Wars was a part of this, and Lord of the Rings was a part of this. Nowadays, we don't get such a thing in our modern media. And instead, what we get is this nihilistic dog crap. But once upon a time, we were getting one freaking movie, one freaking whatever else, heroic tale after another. You cultivate the mind that you wish to have. And in the end, you have decided upon yourself the reality to which you wish in your head to live within. Does not mean that things are perfect. But when you think in a heroic manner, and that's what we used to have in our culture, it was even in our music, right? Remember, American authors, One Republic, Bastille, who was the other freaking dude? Oh, shoot. There's another freaking guy. Anyway, remember all the singers that were most popular during this time that we had the heroic epic. It was all this is aspirational music. It was all this strive for the stars, reach out and achieve great odds through great means, whatever it is, whatever it takes. You do something that's greater than yourself, or you persevere. And this is the essence of masculinity in its core. It's of course more than this, but it is perseverance. And this is what's so important. And this is what every great heroic tale that especially follows men, this is what it possesses. Within masculinity is, of course, heroism. Masculinity is perseverance. Now this lacks today. Instead of choosing to keep fighting on, and come on, man, things are not that freaking bad. Love of God. Again, it's not always perfect. But it's not that freaking bad that you have to choose to be a freaking depressed moron. And that's what we have today. A lot of people, they want attention because they were raised by emotionalists. So now we live in this environment where men no longer think like men. They no longer think in a way that's aspirational to overcome anything, fight for anything. No, they think like cucks, effectively speaking. Demoralized cucks. It's sad and it's pathetic. We used to get so many great stories that wired you for the absolute essence of masculinity, the absolute essence, well, of, actually in some part, spiritualism, by the way. A huge element of masculinity and heroism is also tied to spiritualism. We don't want to admit it, but it's true. But here we are, of course. Here we are. We've ruined and we've also thrown away with all of our great heroic stories, great heroic characters. You can think of like even Master Chief as one of them, right? You can think of all kinds of characters. Nathan Drake. You've got all these men that possessed masculine qualities. They're all dead now. We murdered every single one of these great characters that pursued and continuated the essence of masculinity in our stories. Nowadays, we're completely immersed. We're drowned within the mire of really feminism, egalitarianism, modernity as well. That's what we have now. And this game, it represents that modernity. So now we see this where it's so latent within the world, the depression of it all, the characters. Just look at them. Look at the situation that they're in. Look how freaking dreary and morose this is. And this is everything we get nowadays. There's nothing truly heroic. It's interesting because we were actually converting at a time with our media. Look back at a game, for instance, like Final Fantasy 15. That's both a heroic story, a heroic tale, and also existentialist. Now, of course, it did it in a great way. And overall, I really respect that game and what it did with the story. I really love it. Of course, I hate the fact that it wasn't fully finished and completed. I do hate that. But it was a great story overall. But it's very clear that we were getting stories that were a mixture, right? We were going out of heroism, heroic tales, legendary mythos kind of storylines or characters. And then we were converting into our modern day nihilism and existentialism that we see now today. And you can see a lot of stories that were coming out around that conversion time, that transition period. Final Fantasy 15, even Witcher 3, by the way, because that's about like the end of all days. It's a doomsday story, effectively, you know? Although, again, it has that mixture of persevere, heroism. By the way, like the first book, literally that's what they're talking about. They're like, you know, we're preparing ourselves and we're preparing Siri and our everyone for the end of all days. And even though we're all anxious about this and we think we're all just going to die and like, what is this all good for? Training and all this stuff when we're all bound to just lose, apparently, or, you know, perish in some manner. Why do we keep on going? It's like, well, for one, I think Geralt actually says this. I forget who says it in the first book. But I think it was Geralt that says, we don't know anything else to do. And there is nothing else to do. What? We're just going to sit around and we're not going to work. We're not going to do our freaking jobs. We're not just going to go about our days. No, we're going to do what we need to do. We're going to go about our freaking days until that fateful day comes. We're going to fight. And if we die, we die, right? That's the essence of heroism. That is the essence of perseverance. That is the essence of understanding what's before you and still choosing to overcome. You need to make that choice. Rather than making the choice to be a freaking pansy, cuck, loser who just gives up. Engages in, I'm going to choose my depression. I'm going to choose my mental instability. I'm going to choose to be morose and dreary and all these things. No, you need to keep on striving forward. And yeah, things might be tough. Well, you keep fighting and you keep making something work for you. Because the more and the harder that you try and the more you persevere, something freaking bites. That's for one. Even though, you know, it can feel like it's not. Something eventually bites. Something finally just freaking clicks. Or at least something kind of goes your way at some point or whatever. It's better than freaking giving up and just sitting there and being depressed. You can leave your depression for when you're dead. That's just a simple truth. Leave your freaking depression for when you're freaking dead. Instead of being a freaking cock loser who just gives up. And it's easy to want to give up when you don't know better. And that's honestly, that's the truth for a lot of modern day men. That's the truth. That's the reality is that a lot of modern day men, they give up and they have given up because they don't know any better. They don't know how to think any better. And this is why now we get all this freaking dog trash, all this freaking existentialist media today. This nihilistic horse crap. Because you have so many people now, it's been popularized, normalized into culture to give up. Or of course, not just to give up, but to immerse yourself within negative stimuli, negative emotion, and still try to live and survive within it. Rather than making beauty out of what is left to you. Jeez Louise. J.R.R. Tolkien with Lord of the Rings. Fellowship of the Hobbit, Two Towers, or Twin Towers, whatever frick it's called. I think it's Two Towers. And Return of the King. Every single one of those books, it's about what? The world is in ruin. It's falling apart. Sauron and the lands of Mordor are spreading across the lands. And hope is very surely going to be all lost in a very short amount of time. Coming soon. You have in Return of the King, a king who literally gives up because his son, who's like the man of all men, he freaking dies. I think his name was Thurin or whatever. He dies in the battle against the orcs. They're defending, I think it's Gondor? Is it Minas Tirith? Whatever. Yeah, by the way, I finished the book recently. I already forget. Dude, I'm going through the Silmarillion. There's just so many effing names in Tolkien stuff. This city here, those people there. Oh, that guy had a daughter and a son. And jeez, there's so many names. What the frick? How am I supposed to keep up? You don't. Come on, man. I can't even memorize the freaking names in the Bible. You expect me to memorize all these names? I'm just saying, bro. It's just a little bit ridiculous. Okay, whatever. Anyway. But that's what we have, right? Even despite the fact that doomsday is upon you. Even despite the fact that your son, who is the man amongst all men, like this guy's the freaking dude. He's the Chad on the field, right? He is the inspiration for all men on that field. He is their light, their icon. He dies. And of course, King, whatever, I forget his name right now. He sits there and he just gives up. He goes into the tower. He's ready to go die with his son. His son, who I think he's cremating or whatever. I think he's burning him and just the funeral stuff. Okay. And he's going to die with his son. He's just completely given up. And the characters, Gandalf, Merry and Pippin, all these freaking biatches, they're like, you don't give up. You keep on fighting. And you don't be a freaking pansy, and you don't choose defeat. You know, you choose defeat when you're freaking dead. But you don't choose defeat when you still have the ability to fight. Now, of course, that's not what they actually say, but that's the spirit of what they say, and that's the spirit of their conviction in the world of Middle-earth. This is something that's been desperately lost upon us now today in our modern fiction. And this game right here is an expression of exactly what we've lost. There's no reason for this heavily nihilistic existentialist dog crap. And quite frankly, I'm just gonna freaking say it. Americans at this point now, the people we're hiring are not smart enough to make good stories out of this. The only last good story that was heavily existentialist, nihilistic, was Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise. Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise was a story really landed home on me. Jack Garland, all the random weirdo characters that you get to know. It was a great story, heavily existentialist, and it really gets you thinking and just ruminating on the essence and the worth of your own existence. And what are you making of your time? Let's just face it, that's what it was about. And that's what a lot of existentialist stuff, in some sense, is about. It was really good. I really appreciate the story, even though I have a lot of criticisms in the end. It was really good, though, once you get to the end of it. And that was the last good story I really saw for something that was basically nihilistic and existentialist. Now, of course, a lot of other stories try to be existentialist and all this dog crap, and they do a terrible job. This is, of course, included, and I'm sick and tired of it. There is no productive outcome to this way of thinking. Again, you have so many dudes, they went through World War I, they went through the Great Depression, they went through World War II, and they had the mindset to overcome and fight it. Not to give up, not to be a freaking pansy and just be like, well, whatever, it's over. They had the mindset and they made the decision in their head to say, we're going to fight this. We're going to link up arms and we're going to freaking die on that field or whatever it takes to achieve an ultimate outcome. We're going to live for something, though. And we're not going to choose to just give up or give in. And of course, I have a bunch of other things I could say about all of that. But, but they had that mindset back then. They had a masculine mindset. And now today, what do we have? It's pathetic, man. And I'm sick and tired of freaking fiction like this. All this is built for. All this does. This is made to demoralize you. This is made to immerse you in negative emotions. And I mean it. I don't care what they do with this story. That's what this world of Death Stranding is made for. Is to make you dreary, morose, and ultimately to weep at something. It wants you to be somber and sad. That's what it wants. Well, you know what? We shouldn't have so many stories like this. And we need to go back to the heroic epic. We need to go back to it. The only game that's really similar to a heroic epic in any manner, I could arguably say, is right now the Final Fantasy remake games. Let's just face it. It's somewhat heroic, but it's also slightly existentialist at the same time. In Rebirth, I have a lot of criticisms for that one, but we're going to have a review on that in some time.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Just look at the way that they speak to one another.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
See, it's that over contemplative, pensive. They speak like they're freaking depressed to each other. This is why I'm talking about this. And again, this comes out of emotionalism. That's why we get stuff like this. This doesn't exist because, oh, this is just the best idea. This doesn't exist because you think like a rational male that's got a heroic kind of mindset. Although I think Kojima, he used to have that when he was making freaking Metal Gear, and then suddenly it just all went away. When he went into America. Gee, I wonder why. It's not like the West is a freaking satanic poison where we want to normalize things like homosexuality, right? It's not like that happened. It's not like Kojima got the freaking Western bug and it freaking ruined his mind. Yeah, that's right. That's my child.
Raindrops are falling.
What the? Why are we singing? I don't want to hear singing, bro. Oh, dear God. I already regret this video. Why are we reacting to this?
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for him.
This right here is, by the way, this is nihilistic. To try and make something that's supposed to be sad, somber, and downbeat and force, this is what I'm talking about. I was saying this earlier, to force fake positivity, right? Oh, let's just sing and let's force ourselves a reason to smile. When, of course, the reality is that we're not happy. In the situation we're in, we're not happy. Instead of making a choice and a rationalization to be content and to persevere, instead we're faking and we're forcing this moment for fake positivity. Again, I'm just so sick and tired of modern media, and you have no idea. Now, I mean, this is, of course, though, this is the reason why I'm making my stories. Okay, not the only reason why. By the way, go freaking, I don't know where the link is. You can find the link. It's in my my freaking channel homepage, whatever. Go, my freaking books, okay? This is part of the purpose. There's a bunch of reasons, but this is part of the reason. Someone's got to make freaking stories. They're not freaking existentialist, nihilistic horse crap. We need heroic tales once again. And by the way, that's not even what that's not my purpose when I freaking write. But, you know, a good number of my stories, that's kind of what they turn out to be in some sense. Or whatever. Whatever it is, it's just, listen, I'm freaking fed up with the nihilistic horse crap, the existentialist horse crap. And with many of my stories coming out soon, by the way, man, I do look forward to them. But I think a better way of saying everything I'm trying to say here is that I see this stuff and I just appreciate my own freaking work that much more. I'm like, thank God. Thank God I'm making my own freaking stuff. Because my own freaking crap, jeez Louise, this stuff just pales in comparison. This sucks. This in freaking cucks sit here and they're like, this is great writing. Oh, this is great storytelling. No, it's just depression. And you're depressed because you chose it. You want attention. And then you force the idea that this is good. No, it's not good. You want to be depressed. You want to be sad. Well, guess what? Get the frick over it. Freaking man up, grow up. Stop being a freaking pansy. And again, there's dudes out there, like, you know, there's situations where you can actually be, there's a reason for depression. But like most people who have a legitimate reason for depression, again, it's not most people today. That's just a simple reality. Jeez Louise. And even then, for most of the time, even when you're experiencing a legitimate situation, you're still choosing it. Oh my God. Okay, he needs to join in.
Falling on my head.
I hate this.
Falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun.
This is so gay. Freaking A. People, you have freaking cucks out there. They're like, this is such good stuff. Oh my God, I love this. This is so good. Really, man? Really? You're holding out for this? This is what you want? Seriously? This is what you look forward to? By the way, God of War Ragnarok, that was made by a bunch of freaking nihilists. Even though some elements of the story wasn't nihilistic, the spirit was ultimately atheistic, nihilistic. A little bit existentialist, a little bit. Yeah, it definitely was. a lot of people will also imprint their own interpretations upon God of War Ragnarok, saying that it's an existentialist narrative for Kratos, right? He's an old man, he's getting tired, he can't keep up with this any longer. He's a freaking, I think, god or demigod. I don't give a crap. He's a freaking god. Just say it. He can kill gods. He's a freaking god. All right? This guy can freaking live forever. What the frick are we doing here? Jeez Louise. Freaking A. And, okay, that's a whole other conversation. Honestly, we could go deeper into that. We're not going to do it. The point is, to be immersed into this scene, you're getting wrapped up within the latent depression of the world and its characters. Well, screw that freaking crap. Again, bro, when I see this trash, I'm just like, I appreciate my own freaking crap that much more. For real.
Oh, that was terrible.
For real.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
And I just can't wait.
What the frick, man? What? Come on. See, again, it's so somber. Jeez, I hate this.
Talk about terrible sex.
This is so modern day. You have no idea. I am so fed up with modern day. This is, by the way, this is why I hate the horror freaking genre. You know, I've spoken about this many times now. Actually, I have, I think this video is coming out before I release yes. I have a couple of videos coming up soon. They're going to be talking a little bit more about this. Anyways, this is why I hate horror. This is absolutely the reason why. Because you're immersing yourself within these negative emotions. You're forcing yourself to be anxious, nervous, depressed, sad, whatever else. Instead of, you know, again, you want to be a freaking cock? Freaking watch a horror movie. Because you know what a freaking, like, an actual horror situation should be? Okay, I mean, there's some legitimate horror stuff that's out there where it's like, okay, this is legit stuff. It's made legitimately. Like, you're going up against something that's actually terrifying. Like, I don't know, Alien? Something. I have some ideas in my head. Like, if you're going up against a freaking Cthulhian creature, right? That can be pretty freaky. By the way, I've not read H.P. Lovecraft's stuff yet. I'm planning on it. I'm working through the Silmarillion. We're almost freaking done. Anyway. But like the reality of the mindset that you should have in a horror freaking anything, any product, any story, is freaking fight the freaking killer. And not be a freaking cock that's freaking hiding. You need to go freaking fisticuffs. Freaking Michael Myers, you're going down, biatch. I got my freaking fisticuffs. We're going at it. If you die, well, okay, it's not gonna be fun. Let's just face it.
Damn, I've heard dogs with better tone.
But you know, if you the Second Amendment, if you got your freaking gun, bro, it's over for freaking Michael Myers. I mean, kind of.
Oh, hey, Serdar. Max, have you seen Yawh?
That's kind of interesting, I guess. Oh wow, what the frick?
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Upper Beach reference frame confirmed. UB coordinates are L 47.37, B plus 6.32.
Yeah, I hate this nihilistic dog crap. I really do.
Harmon.
What did I say? Existentialism is baked into the very makeup of this product, of this game, of this world. It's so obvious that this guy is just the living embodiment of mortality. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
You're looking well, Sam.
It's just built to demoralize
Thank you for coming.
That's it.
Oh. It's been a while.
Ticker still holding up?
Thanks to the support unit.
Is it holding up? He should just do himself in at this point, bro. Just do it, bro. Just freaking do it in.
I can flatline anytime, anywhere, without worry. No need for beds and the like either. I can sleep standing up. Not bad, eh?
Okay, bro, like, here's the thing. You know, you have some people, they jerk themselves off. They're like, wow, what does this all mean? Wow, Kojima, you're thinking it through, bro. You're so, I guess, intelligent or something. I don't know. You're so cerebral in everything that you're making. Okay, there just comes a point where this is just unintelligible. You're looking at this fiction. And it's not really to, like, completely criticize it. I mean, I appreciate that we're trying to have ideas here, right? But let's just face it, I think a lot of these ideas are a lot more simplistic than what we're being led on to believe because of how vague the ideas are, like, why this, why that? Because you have the why question in your head, it's going to seem a lot deeper to you than it really is. Because, you know what I think? Because this is the reality. Kojima's become a mega leftist ever since he has been westernized. Very well likely, all this black ink just represents the pollution of the environment. And that because we polluted it so much because of industry and all this creation of technology, because we polluted the industry so much, our lifeblood is now pollution. I legitimately believe that's just all it is. The beaching of whales, for instance, you know, Death Stranding, the thing for whales that beach and die, isn't it just beach or whale stranding, whatever it's supposed to be? I mean, isn't that supposed to be something that's somewhat related to environmentalism, right? So it just seems like to me that humanity polluted their environment so extensively that now we live in a wasteland, that now our lifeblood has become the pollution within the wasteland. Now we have to wear suits, hazmat suits, to even live in our own environment that we destroyed. Again, this is all just climate stuff. I swear to God on this. We didn't even only destroy the habitat, now we are the Death Stranding, right? Instead of it being whales, we're the ones getting washed up onto seafront shores, and we now live, right? We've become pollution, so now we can't even have babies, and maybe like the last remaining pure women, Oriental princesses, they're the only ones that can have babies. That's what, honest to God, I think he's trying to be so vague about what it is, and people make up the intellectualism, but it's like, let's just be honest. What does this stuff look like? And maybe Kojima at some point will actually come out and be like, hey, this is the reason why, wiki waka wah, in his language. Okay. But let's just be honest. He's a leftist. Okay, he's a leftist. So, wow, I'm looking at this stuff. It looks like a lot of environmentalism being baked into the narrative, into the story. Gee, I wonder if Kojima was going out of his way trying to make an environmental story. Existentialist, nihilistic, environmentalist story. Yes, it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. And once you see it like that, it boils down absolutely every layer of what Kojima is making here.
This is the headquarters of our humble operation. The bridge of the DHV Magellan. It's always
Why is it ship? Like, I guess just because.
like this when the DHV Magellan's on the move.
I mean, is it kind of like generational amnesia? Is that what he's going for? Like, oh, we've gone so long like this that we forgot ideas like steering a ship, and now we're imprinting that weird kind of seemingly lost idea, and we're trying to reacquaint ourselves with lost information from previous generations. Is that what this is? And so, like, we're using new technology, utilizing old terminology or old ideas or old protocols, whatever, just old ideas. Old mannerisms, conducts, whatever the frick it is, the old world. We're trying to bring old world into new world. Is that what? I don't know.
Meet Tarman, our resident doctor and geophysicist. He's also the captain and pilot, in case you hadn't noticed. And a fellow doom sufferer. The nav console offers a direct connection to the tar currents. The downside being that we all have to bathe in caralium.
Happy to have you aboard, Sam. You'll have to excuse me if I don't shake your hand.
You steer this ship, sooo?
Yeah, though the computer does most of the work.
So this is a submarine?
Spot on. We dive into the tar and use it to travel underground.
Just beneath the surface of the Earth, there are currents we can ride almost anywhere.
So what's your role in all this?
Me? I make sure Drawbridge's grand plans go off without a hitch.
So you're the commander?
That's right.
Oh, of course, the woman. I want to hear that again. I want to hear that freaking dog trash again. Let's go.
These days,
I'm so ready. Oh my gosh, please. Please. I just want to... So annoying.
We can ride almost just beneath the surface of the Earth, there are currents we can ride almost anywhere.
So what's your role in all this?
Me? I make sure Drawbridge's grand plans go off without a hitch.
So you're the commander?
Girl boss. Just absolute girl boss. That's all it is feminism. Screw you, Kojima. I'm so done with you, bro. Listen, if Kojima made this 10, 15 years ago, it would be a man. He would be like, yo, what's up, bro? I'm a freaking cool guy. I wreck women every day. Insemination every day. Okay? I look at your freaking girlfriend. It's done. That would be the guy he's talking to. It would be a cool freaking dude. He'd probably be smoking a cigar. He probably has some kind of lung disease. He's gonna die in like 3 years. But he's super cool. And you're like, this guy's awesome. He smokes a cigarette or whatever. And he's gonna die soon. But that's okay. Because he looks cool. But, here we are. And honestly, if he's smoking a cigar, he's gonna be fine. But whatever it is, right? He's smoking stuff, right? And he's a super cool character. He's not a feminist. But here we are. We have a freaking feminist mother effing biatch. I love this so much.
That's right.
Yeah, you're so interesting. Oh my. I didn't even know she was gonna smoke. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Bro, the parody just writes itself. I don't even have to say anything. Kojima, you mother effing cock. 10, 15 years ago, this would have been a cool character. This would be a guy that you're like, that's a pretty cool dude. I'm glad we're going to be in a freaking ship going places with this dude. Now, it's got to be a freaking woman that looks like a freaking lesbian. That's I'm a man now, baby. Hey, you ever seen a grown woman naked? Norman Reedus. He's like, oh, dear God, no, not me, man. I got a child. I'm a single father. Please don't do this to me now. Oh, freak. Oh, my gosh. And, I wonder, what's the idea behind these gloves? I mean, is it like you become one with the pollution? Or, your lifeblood is the pollution, so then they got mutations, maybe it messed with their genetics, so now they've got these, or no. It's clear that there's some weird, magical elements of Death Stranding's world. And you know what's weird? Death Stranding 1 has nothing like this. There's nothing magical, really, truly, about the world of Death Stranding. You're just with a fetus. That's it. But there's nothing truly magical. Now, they're throwing in a lot more weird, Metal Gear had a lot of stuff like this. What the frick do you call it? There's some trends within fiction that a lot of people, they don't talk much about and isn't explored a whole lot. Stuff like steampunk is an example. But this right here is a form of, is it psychological fantasy? No, it's some weird form of fantasy fiction where it's this surrealism with just these random kind of things. It's is it like, oh my god, I'm forgetting what it is. It's supposed to be like this conceptual fantasy though. It's kind of augmented. It's not the fantasy that we typically know, you know, sword and fantasy, wizards, magic, that kind of fantasy. This is the kind of stuff that's more supposed to be like, maybe like folklore or fairy tale fantasy. Bro, I hate it. I'm forgetting what it is. But that's what we're seeing here. I don't understand what it's connected to. And of course she's crying. So they cry every time. So is it supposed to represent that every time you're using something, does a cigarette represent, you know, like pollution, and they cry every time they use something that increases pollution? What the frick is going on? It's so freaking weird. This is so gay. Bro, Metal Gear was cooler than this. He's like, yeah, I'm into a weirdo chick that looks like a freaking lesbian dude. Oh yeah. Not the fetus.
Ah, so Lou is the child's name. Hello? Excuse you. I too am a member of Drawbridge, believe it or not. It is an honor, Sam.
Little puppet?
What? Puppet? No, no. No, I am alive and my own master.
This is Dolman. A man whose cow wound up stuck inside a... Well, you get it. He used to be a spirit medium.
When I was still flesh and bone, of course. Regrettably, my transformation cost me my talents.
Lou, where are you?
Oh my gosh! Dear God. Every time with this game. Every freaking time. Yeah, we're sitting through this ad. What's up? Jeez. How's it going? Man, they know what they're doing with freaking First Descendant. I have so many things to criticize about that freaking game, but jeez. Goodness, they just know. They just know what we want. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
We have no name.
Thank you.
Gender.
Wait, what?
Or ego.
What? Well, that's gay and freaking woke to say. You seriously said we have no age, gender, she said something else, or ego. That is literally freaking liberal dog crap, but whatever. I mean, you look good. Man, this game had a crap story. But she looks freaking good. Oh my gosh. This is such a good game. I love the character development right here. The plot development. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's Haley. She's got an amazing Anus. Yeah, if you stare at it long enough, you're just gonna enter Nirvana. That's all I have to say. Yeah, the women in this game are just freaking stellar. Oh my gosh. Yeah, wow, this is a good game. I mean, not really. It's actually trash, but I can convince myself. Oh, that. Oh my god. Oh. Wow, this is a good game. Oh my gosh. A game with a bunch of high-class hookers. Just the best. Freaking best crap that's out there. Anyways, what the frick is... What's going... What? We just immediately go into this... What's happening?
Where are you?
Me my talents.
Okay.
Lou, where are you?
Weird transition. Oh yeah, this is his, yeah, this is his harem. What the frick? This is weird. I need more double D breasts. Where are they? It's not enough. Who's gonna be using photo mode? The women are not sexy enough. I mean, I'm still down for the harem, but you know what I'm saying. The frick is this? Who? What, are we seriously playing the game for this? Who is this marketing towards? This is Kojima now. This is his crap? Metal Gear, bro, when you had a camera, and I think Metal Gear Solid 3, freaking female boss chick, she had this amazing freaking cleavage, super freaking sexy and hot. I'm okay with the freaking camera when it comes down to that. This is not this, okay? Oh, and you have a camera on freaking Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, Quiet, the chick with the freaking amazing pair of like, I don't know, triple G's or whatever the frick they are. Anyways, enormous breasts. And you can look at her, stare at her with a freaking camera. It's amazing. This is not that. This is gay. This is gay. One more time. One more time. This is so lame and gay. Are you kidding me? What the freak is this? They're completely clothed up. They look like freaking lesbians. I mean, for the most part. None of them have double D or triple G breasts. What the freak is this? This is wine mom crap. Who are you trying to sell to? Bro, Kojima. What are you doing? Kojima. Ah. You have cocks that say this is so cool. I'm done. I'm so done with freaking cocks. They're freaking multiplying. This is pathetic. Pathetic. What, did that person, are they born? They came out of a cocoon? I mean, is everyone synthetic in this world? They really don't want to tell you what's going on so desperately. Oh my gosh, you're infected. Bro, she's being smothered by her freaking necklace hands. She literally can't breathe. Domination. Wicked wall, wicked jaw. Pick a wall. Oh no, it's over. It's so over right now. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. Yep. What the frick? You know, the trailers used to be really cool for this, by the way. The trailers used to be, oh look, that baby's not aborted yet. Okay, I mean, the Democrat stronghold is right down the freaking alleyway in the Planned Parenthood abortion clinic. Anyway.
Welcome to
the first couple of trailers for Death Stranding were so cool. The starting premise and ideas were really awesome. But this is not it, bro.
This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and
I don't know. I'm just, there's nothing really that interesting about this.
These rooms belong to other members of the crew.
Who's excited for Death Stranding 2? Legit. Give me back Metal Gear.
At the end.
This is one hell of a ship you got here.
Okay, we already seen this, by the way. So what?
No.
They just reused some of this stuff?
Drawbridge is a civilian outfit, but we do have a generous.
Oh, love of God. Yeah, what's up?
We're currently generating 4.9
oh my gosh, we're making so much power. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot right now. I have so much power.
Yes. Really, Sam? Your buttocks? What about shotgun?
Yeah, at his balls. He's sitting at his balls. You're whacking into his balls as he runs.
You'll first need to access.
You brought America together. Helped it be reborn.
Okay, so this is a lot of reused stuff. They just added a little bit of new crap in here. So, alright, let's try to find something that's new. Is this new? This looks new. Okay, some new. Oh, that's a cool environment. I'll be honest. I mean, is there any like? Is there any substance to it? Probably not. Probably an empty sandbox, but
They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore.
Okay.
So after I closed
Oh
up
yeah, and then
shop,
we have this.
I went.
Yeah, this. Whatever. Again, you can go see the other reaction I did. I address all this trash.
The ones you do find?
That's the baby, man. She mad. It's the baby. Norman Reedus is saving the white race.
Sam the man.
You go at it, brother.
Dark. About everything.
Look at that white baby. Go go gaga, mother effer.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures could emerge from it? Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of...
This is what I was about to mention. You know what I noticed about Death Stranding is that some of this fiction is basically occultic fiction.
Primordial soup.
Occultic fantasy.
Our home. And it was a hellhole.
You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
Oh my god, bro, this is so freaking nihilist. Everything, it just always has to be all this somber, freaking morose dog crap. Seriously. Oh, the baby. Oh.
And protect you. So let love warm you till the morning. I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired.
I hate this track. They are literally putting a woman here in a freaking man's role, right? This is masculine right here, what she's doing. Look at how she's dressed. I can't stand this trash. It's just so freaking... They're doing so much in their power to masculinize women. I hate it. Wow. Do not fall off of that freaking bike, I'll tell you that. That kid's going bye-bye. Oh god, this is so lame. Okay, well, she fell. Yep, well, that kid's done for. Yep. Jeez, this is a scene that you would expect a man to be having. Ugh, it's just lame. So effing lame. I hate this. This is so freaking bad. What the frick, man? Golly. What? The baby respawns? What the frick? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, dang girl, what's up? You're looking good today. Alright.
Don't worry. It's okay.
I'm yawning, bro. Oh my gosh, this
should
sucks.
have to suffer such loss.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I meant it when I said I understand how you feel. But if you hold on to the sadness, it'll weigh you down like an anchor.
Uh-huh. Oh. Wow. Wow.
Come meet my crew, Sam.
Oh, okay. whatever. I mean, it's a cool design, I'll say. Why are they crying?
It's time for you to hit the road and start a new journey.
Okay. So we entrusted a woman with the life of a child, and like a woman does, she failed. And then she takes no accountability. Instead, she's like, just run away. It's just time to get out of here. Okay.
It wasn't the UCA that made the final decision. It was APAC, a private corporation.
So let love warm you.
Is this copyright? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, you know, man, dude. Oh, gosh. What the frick? So the baby dies. Oh, you know what? Honest to God, I don't think I care, bro. I really don't think I care. Wow. You know, I think I'm legitimately at the point here. I don't know if I want to see the game. I actually mean that. I think it's going to mean absolutely nothing to me when Death Stranding 2 comes out. You see, something's happened recently for me. I've spent my time with a lot of games that are just, quite frankly, a waste. I've gotten to the point where I'm done wasting my time with games that are not worth the time. I think this is one of them. There is nothing enticing about this at all, especially for me. I'm not interested in this. I don't like it. Here, let's just jump over here when we're with our harem. My Aryan princess and my Oriental princess. But you know, man, I look at everything that's coming out, and I'm just like, what the frick? Well, especially this. I see this coming out and a lot of stuff like this, and I'm like, it's not worth the time. What? I'm gonna go see this story that's just disappointing. It just fills you with a bunch of, demoralization or whatever else, something similar. What's the point? This is not why we spent money for storytelling or stories in general. This is not the purpose. But here we are, now we're picking up these crappy, let's just face it, crappy games, crappy stories. And there's really no proper purpose or reason for why we're picking this up. I'm going to just say it. This takes away more value from you than it offers to you, brings to you. And I don't want to be too heavily critical about this, but listen, man, when it comes down to me and myself speaking from my position, myself as a customer, I am going to spend $70 on this mother effing game if I were to buy it, okay? And I don't really want to buy many games that are just a waste of money now. I've done it so many times. Jeez, at least Elden Ring DLC, I hated it. And I totally regretted buying that. I regretted picking up a bunch of games recently, and I just don't really want to play them, you know? I think I've gotten to the point, though, where it's just like, I really don't care about going through a crappy story where by the end, I'm just like, what the frick did I sit through this for? You know, man, I could be wasting my time with something like that. Or I could be sitting down and legitimately just experiencing one of my freaking stories, one of my books that I'm writing up. We have a few books I need to be getting out pretty soon here. We have one that is kind of, well, I don't know the best way of saying it. It's a space opera sort of story. So, in that realm. So that's going to be coming out sometime soon. But, I enjoy everything that I've been making far more than any of this freaking dog trash. And it's just because, man, look at what we're being given. Look at what they're making. Look at what they have to offer. It's really freaking nothing at this point. And I just, again, like, you're just signing up to waste your time. What are you going to get? And that's my question. What are you going to get by the end of this game, by the end of your game time, by the end of all the cutscenes having played, you went through the whole story. What are you going to get out of it? Is there anything of actual substance, worth, value that you're getting out of this? Was this worth your time, or was this a waste of your time? That's a genuine question. Was the story worthwhile? Were the characters worthwhile? Are you going to remember this weeks, months, or even years after finishing? I still remember to this day Metal Gear Solid 5. I still remember Final Fantasy 15. I still remember a lot of other games. There's a bunch of games that they still sit with me, like Nier Automata. That's another good example. There's just a bunch of Red Dead Redemption 2, by the way. That also sits with, man, the ending to that game, Arthur Morgan, frick, it's good. But, I mean, it hit me. And Dutch's character, it's just a lot of good stuff in there. And for all the bad reasons, I mean, GTA 5, I still remember things about that, but that's a dog crap freaking story. What the freaking F? Anyway, though, I mean, that's a game that left a really bad impression on me, and I was like, why? But, you know, there's just a bunch of games that are actually memorable, though, and good. But so many modern products, they don't mean anything, especially to me. But I mean, they, on their own, they don't mean anything. It's a waste of time. And you're just like, what the frick are we doing? Seriously, what are we achieving by making these stories? What do you feel at the end? What do you know by the end? What is there of substance to hold on to? And that's the reality. There's nothing. All it really is just there to disappoint you. And I remember the ending to Death Stranding, but that's it. There's really nothing else to this freaking game and its story. So, man, I'm not impressed by what I see here. Quite frankly, I'm just like, why is this stuff being made? You could do actually interesting stories, and we're getting this. Jeez, man, it's not worth it. You know? I'm kind of getting sick and tired of modern day tropes, too. Because you see a lot of this stuff. I mean, just think about like Joel and Ellie from Last of Us. And although that was a good story for what it was, they effectively did a rewash of that with God of War. Now, I enjoyed, for the most part, the reboot, 2018 or whatever? Whatever the first one was. I forget when it came out, but I think it was 2018. When that came out, I enjoyed it for what it was. But dang, this is so gay. Why is this in the game, bro? It literally makes no sense. It's so strange. It's awkward. Why did they make this? Anyway. But you see a lot of these people. Something that really is happening is that a lot of people are just copying each other's ideas, or they're just rehashing each other's ideas. I mean, I think that within these industries, there's a lot of incestuous creativity. And I'm very disappointed by a lot of what I see. And quite frankly, I just don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it's worth the time. I just don't think they're legitimate, you know? I think these products, I mean, look at this. Come on, man. Come on. God, what a freaking joke. Why is she flexing like a dude? That's so... Bro, it's so cringe. I don't even like using that freaking term, but this is cringe, bro. What the frick is this? Golly. So this is what I'm talking about, man. Where's the substance in all of this? How does this matter? I don't know. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that we got in the past. It was just good. And nowadays, we get overwhelmingly high-budget dog trash. That's what we're getting now. We're getting expensive freaking literal trash. Someone is just freaking defecating in a dumpster, and then we're spending all this money from a billion-dollar industry to paint and wash up on the defecated dumpster. What the frick? What's the purpose of this? Man, I don't know. It's just so It's so confusing. I'm so beyond myself in all of this. It just has me sitting here, and it's like, you know what? Creativity is absolutely dead right now. Proper storytelling has been dead for a long time. Remember how many stories used to be good? Yeah, not anymore. Frick. And you know what it is, man? This is one of those games. It's going to come out. You're going to play it. You're going to experience it. And you're just going to forget about it. And quite frankly, like, this is a lot of stuff that we're getting now. But you're going to experience this game. You're going to purchase it. Literally spend your money for some reason and your time. And then once you're done going through this game, you're not going to be able to think back and be like, you know what? I really thought about this. Oh, you know what? I really got that out of playing this game. Oh, you know what? This is that awesome moment I had. I'm so glad I purchased the game. I mean, I can think of moments in Final Fantasy 15 and other games where it's like I had awesome gaming moments and I was like, that's why. That's why I purchased the game. Witcher 3 has awesome moments. You have certain narrative moments in a lot of these games that you're just like, yeah, I remember this story. I remember the game. I remember the characters. It sits with me. This game is a part of it. I already see it because it's pretty much carrying over a lot of the problems from Death Stranding 1, which is that none of the characters matter. And it's not just this game, bro. It's so many games coming out right now. They're all like this. And it's just forgettable story after forgettable story, meaningless characters after meaningless characters. And you're left at the end. You're like, dang, you know, I spent my money. I went through that whole freaking narrative. And there's not a single thing that I can call back to and say that was worth it. Or in truth, was my money worth it? That's number one. But then number two, is there anything for me personally carries with me after finishing the game that's of value, substance, or worth? The truth is, again, this is sedative, almost sedative, or mindless fiction. It's only for that purpose, or, well, maybe this is not super mindless, but in a weird way, even Death Stranding 2 is mindless because it's like, really, what are you left with by the end of the product? There wasn't much to think about at the end of Death Stranding 1. Well, okay, there were actually a lot of things for me to consider, but I was doing all the legwork. I had a bunch of things that I was thinking about because of the fetus and Norman Reedus and his relationship to it. Lou, right? And it got me tearing up and all that, but the game didn't do any of that work. It was me and how I chose to think about the game that got me to that point. This is going to be the same thing, very much similar to the previous game, where there's nothing that sits with you once you're done. You know, it's funny because I played games like Diablo 4, absolute trash, terrible story. And the only thing memorable about it is how much I hate Neyrelle. I hate a lot of the characters, a lot of the feminist characters. Lilith was okay, but she was a freaking girl boss. Let's freaking face it, accept it. Yeah, freaking stupid. And then I think and then Brothah, that's the other girl boss, freaking A. But you know, you just have so many things that are just so insulting, based upon the characters and the story that is not being well woven. And you're just like, why am I here? And that's what it is. You realize not only are you wasting your time here, but ultimately you are just being absolutely disrespected and taken advantage of by these developers who think that they're owed your money and your time for a product that does not offer proper value in return.